What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we're going to talk about the best things to do while visiting Cancun, Mexico. This here area is called Riviera Maya. We're going to have timestamps below so you can bounce around from destination to destination. Let's go. First up is the archaeological site of Chichen Itza. This is one of several different archaeological sites by the Mayan people down here in the area of the Yucatan that we will be highlighting here in this guide. Now, this site actually dates back to around 600 to 900 AD, and as you will find out, the Mayan people thrived here for many years before the Europeans arrived. The most famous structure here is El Castillo, also known as Kukulkan. Next up, we're going to get wet and jump in the water and swim with whale sharks. While in Cancun, you will discover there are many different aquatic activities for you to get in the water and enjoy. And these whale sharks you can find around the area of Isla Mujeres. Now, it is a seasonal thing. Now, whale shark season lasts from May until late September, and these are actually considered the largest fish in the Caribbean here. And do not worry, even though it is large and called a shark, it only feeds on small plankton, so it is still a gentle giant. Next up, how about a catamaran? When you're in Cancun, you can get a boat tour around the Caribbean. You can even go towards the Gulf of Mexico. You can go to islands like Holbox or Isla Mujeres. They also have other islands around here that you can explore, and sunset cruises also. So getting on a boat out here in Cancun any way you can really is going to be ideal. Speaking of boats, how about parasailing? Now, this is totally an exhilarating adrenaline rush kind of experience. You go way up in the sky, you get to see all of the spectacular views of Cancun Beach, Hotel Zone, all of that from really high up there. I mean, it's quite exhilarating. The average price is between $60 and $100. Next up, Isla Mujeres, the island of the women. That's what that literally translates to. Now here, they supposedly have what is ranked the best beach in all of Mexico at Playa Norte. You can also get a go-kart or a golf cart and ride it around the island. That's something that I did while I was here. I recommend doing that. Also, if you go to the south part of the island, they have the Garifin Natural Reef Park. And as I mentioned previously, this is also where you can swim with whale sharks. And they have some non-aggressive other sharks that you can swim with, like nurse sharks. You can also do shopping here. Again, you can take a catamaran here and do a day trip, or you can actually get a hotel and stay out here on the island. Now let's talk about scuba diving in Cancun. Cancun is actually considered one of the best diving spots in all of the world. The best time to come out here and do that diving is between November and April. If you're a professional, obviously you know what to do. And if you're just looking to start out, you can actually get your petty here. Now, keep in mind, Cancun is home to the second largest barrier reef in the world. Next up, we're actually headed to Cozumel. This is another island. You can actually arrive here by airplane. This is the second airport in the region of Riviera Maya. But Cozumel, you can actually take a ferry boat from Playa del Carmen and get out here. And definitely check out Playa El Cielo and Arrecife El Cielo. That's a reef in this area. It's on the southern part of Cozumel. I recommend it. The main area you'll arrive at by ferry is San Miguel de Cozumel. That's basically the main town. And then if you go across the island, they have a highway, and then you can actually take the highway across. It's called Trans de Cozumel. Once you get to the other side, you'll notice there's nothing but beach restaurants, and you can have ceviche and hang out at some of those bars. They also have some beaches on this here, the east side of the island, and you can kind of do a loop just around the southeast side of this island. And because I know some of you are interested, this area I'm at right here is called Coconuts. I do recommend heading over here. And they also have a hotel right next to this place. And next up, we're actually headed back to the city proper of Cancun to the Hotel Zone. Now, this area called the Hotel Zone is near Playa Gaviota Azul, as well as Playa Caracol and Playa Chacmal. So that area right there is a bunch of beaches, big hotels. They've got a Hooters, they've got a Senor Frogs, they've got a Hard Rock. All that stuff is going to be right here. Some of the best resorts like Hotel Rio in Cancun. So check out Hotel Zone. Even going out for nightlife, this is where you want to be. Now, I will say getting a hotel here might not be ideal. I would say this is probably where you want to go out if you want to find the action on the nightlife. The Hotel Zone is the hot spot. Next up, we're going to head south to Xcaret. Now, Xcaret is a water park. It's more of an eco park, really. They do have a resort here also. It is just south of Playa del Carmen, So it takes about an hour to get here from Cancun. You can take a Colectivo, or you can drive, or you can get a taxi. But going down here is really nice. It is part of the Riviera Maya. They have other eco parks like Explore, and they also have Jal Ha, which we will be showing you a little later on. Tickets are about $99 per person, but it can be worth it if you really want to see an amazing cenote water park. Another thing to do while here is kayaking, especially in the lagoons. You can go to Holbox and do it there. You can go to Contoy and do it over there. Even Isla Mujeres has some kayaking. Nichupta Lagoon right in Cancun has mangroves. You can go around in a kayak. So lots of exploring to be done. And just like Xcaret, you have Jal Ha. Now this one here is going to have a nice inlet lagoon that you can snorkel around. It's very tame and safe. They have manatees in there. I really like Jal Ha. They also have a big tall water slide. They have the scenic lighthouse, Jal Ha cave. They also have the grottos. Jal Ha, Xcaret, do one or the other or do both, but both are pretty comparable. You will more than likely save money at Jal Ha than over Xcaret, but remember, you can do all three parks and get a bundle package also. Guys, I also want to let you know that if you check in the link description below, we have a full Cancun travel guide, also Cozumel and Tulum. So check those links below in the description and in the comments. Let's keep this tour moving now. You just saw the manatees, now you're seeing the dolphins, and then in the background there's that big tall slide that you gotta really do if you're looking for some exhilarating fun. But like I said, the tame waters around this lagoon. Now if you don't want to pay the top dollar price to go to a aqua park like Jal Ha or Xcaret or Explore, you can just simply go to a cenotes and pay the local admission fee. It's usually around $10 to $15 per person, and you can swim in one of those cenotes. They have a few in the area, especially down towards Tulum and inland a bit. Some really amazing ones. They say there's around 7,000 cenotes in the area of Quintana Roo, which is a state where most of the Riviera Maya exists. But some of the closest ones are in Puerto Morales, La Ruta, or Tulum. Speaking of Tulum, let's go to the Tulum Archaeological Site. Now this area here is one of the most impressive, well-preserved Mayan ruins you'll find. In fact, it's one of the most impressive archaeological sites on planet Earth, right there next to Machu Picchu, really, just because of its proximity to the ocean and how these pyramids were here. They say it was an observation area for astronomies. Now, when you're down here, you've got to indulge in some of the local cuisine. This is chilaquiles. They've also got fresh coconuts, of course, here. And this is a look at a typical breakfast. You've got plantains, you've got frijoles, you've got some huevos, which is eggs, you've got some rice with zucchini. Typical breakfast. Raw fish ceviche with beets. They've got shrimp tacos. They've got classic carne asada tacos. Snail ceviche even. They've got pescadillas. They've got shrimp broth. Tons of Mexican food here to try, but definitely the seafood, so do try that. Now we're going to get back in the water and do some snorkeling. If you don't want to do any diving or swimming with whale sharks, that's all too intense. You can simply just go out in the water and swim, and it's going to be crystal clear water, which most people really like. I call it that Gatorade blue. Then there's surfing. Now bear in mind, it is the Caribbean, so they're going to get some big storms occasionally, but usually it's going to be pretty tame. You're not going to get those massive waves that you would get at a place like Maui or Hawaii, but still, lots of surfing can be done here in the Riviera Maya, especially in Cancun. You will see people out there surfing. So even if you're a beginner, you can still get out there and do some surfing here in Cancun. Surf lessons usually range between $75 to $125 for a package. So check out something like 360 Surf School in Cancun, or just ride one of these flow riders right there on the beach. That can actually be just as fun, especially for the kids. Then also checking out Tulum Beach. A lot of people just go to the city center of Tulum, but this is actually the beach. I'm just gonna let you see what it feels like to be down here and just walk and let the waves do the talking for a little bit. Look at that. This is beach for miles. And Tulum has many of these beach clubs, but also hotel resorts where you have these pools literally right there on the beach. You can hang out in the warm water, your own personal jacuzzi or pool, and then just looking out over the beach at that Gatorade blue water. Also riding a bike or renting a moped or even an ATV and going up and down the Hotel Zone Road here. Even though it's 2 hours south of Cancun, I do recommend trying to get down to Tulum Beach. Remember that. Another thing to do in Cancun is just relax, right? So getting a hotel bungalow right there on the water, maybe even without air conditioner, but living that life of organic right there on the beach can really be refreshing and recharge your soul. Where only the wind is your air conditioner keeping you cool and you can hear the waves. Like I said, very relaxing. Now we're actually going to head inland a bit to another archaeological site. This one is called Coba. And this site actually is a nexus of the largest network of stone roads in the ancient Mayan world. So it all connected with Chichen Itza, Coba, Tulum archaeological site. And they used to go in between all of these different sites in between along the Yucatan Peninsula. The Mayan network of archaeological sites to explore. Really fantastic. It actually sits on Lake Coba. And that's just some of the things to do in Cancun. I recommend also going to Isla Holbox and Contoy. Look that up if you want to go out to the Pink Lake also. So there's more stuff. We just basically made this list for you guys. Also, we just launched channel memberships. It does start at 99 cents, so check that out if you want to actually get in there and support this channel and watch some more of our other videos. I'll put a link to Tulum and Playa del Carmen right here at the end. And thank you to all of our subscribers who are out there and our channel members who are just now starting to join. You guys are amazing.